Priyanka, today's topic is about depression, and I think there is a need to talk about this depression. Why I have chosen for this topic is because I have faced depression in my teenagers when I was growing up. I had been through this phase, and for a long time, I could not understand what's wrong with me. I could not actually make sense of what wrong emotions I am into and why, like, what was the reason behind it. So I was trying to figure it out on my own, but I never knew that it is called depression and it is need to be recovered. So that was how I dealt with it. And maybe after a very long time, I got to know about that, okay, this is depression and I need some help. So I have been through it. I would like to know, what do you understand by depression?
Okay. I think the depression is a thinking process. If you feel any incident, any kind of thought in your mind, if you are free, if you are doing work, then okay. But if you are free, then you go for that only thought, any event, any situation, maybe traumatical events, maybe your relatives, close friend, maybe relationship issue, your lost money, that stressful, any stressful event, you only thought that particular topic, you and feel not a depression. So started is a stress, long time period you feel stress that become a depression,
Yeah,
because
right.
depression not catch easily. You not feel I'm depressed, you not feel to anyone, maybe your friend, maybe your family members, you not easily you recognize that they are depressed. But if long time period, they if they change their behavior, their mood and their motivation, they not feel happy, they not enjoy the present time, so that is called depression. They feel loneliness, see the family member, but see thinking another thing, and they are not enjoy that moment. They feel hopeless, they feel sadness, darkness, not feeling, not going outdoors. So I think that is a depression.
Right, right. For when somebody is into a thought process, into a negative thought process for a very, very long time, and because of that thought process, they are not able to interact with others, they are not able to go out, they don't feel like having out of that thought process. So I think that's when
Yes.
we need to, we need to work on it. We need to recognize that, okay, there is something. Maybe it's a prolonged sadness, maybe it's a
Yes.
long anxiety, or maybe it may
Yes.
be depression also. But in either
Yes.
case, we need to be aware of it. It's a red alert then. And we
Yes.
anyone who is suffering from the problem, or anyone we see that someone is suffering from this problem, then it is a red alert and we should immediately bring that thing to our focus. That's right. So have you ever experienced any low phase in your life? Any such thing that was a prolonged sadness or anxiety or any such experience?
Yeah, I think I have no and that type. I'm very different type of person. I'm also being active. I'm also full of enjoy, because I think life is a roller coaster. Sometimes you feel low, but it's not called a depression. Depression is a different thing. You, if not doing anything, if your family member ill, that time you feel low, but it is not called a depression, because depression is called a long time period. Maybe 1 month, maybe 2 months. But if 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, you have hectic, and you are busy with you're juggling with things, so that is not called. Yeah, sometimes you feel low. That is human being behavior, but I'm not feeling that type of depression. Yes.
Okay. So the reason behind I asked this question was because there are many a times when we feel depressed. So I would like to welcome Vishnu on board. So we are talking about depression, and just recently Priyanka finished what she understands by it. So I would like to know your opinion on the same. What do you understand by the term depression?
Okay. Now, first of all, thank you so much, Monica, for giving me this opportunity, I would say. So, about the depressions, because now I believe the depression is quite normal in this current generations, because when we were into, right, during our generations, We never heard about this depression term. And now even school kids are quite frequently they are using this term depression. I'm getting depressed. I don't want to study. And all right. So actually, according to me, depressions, I know because in so many stuffs that we are juggling with, right? So where we are not able to balance such, then we get into different state of mind, right? Where that the intuitions or the second thought will come. Am I into a depression state? Should I seek any help with people? Right. So that fear is where it is literally pushing them down, like which is not letting them to take any initiative to overcome from that. But I think when we are into that state of mind, I mean, it should be treated, right? So we shouldn't take that in a lighter note, which is again depression, as we all know, it is the treatable one, right? So when you are surrounding yourself or you're sharing your problem with somebody where you may get some guidance from that or the moral support as or as a pillar, right? So if you find such, I think it is better to open up rather than just keeping that within us and suffering day by day, losing each and every moment, right? So including, I believe that will also, it's a big hit even for the family members as well, right? So I think no matter what, even that is one of the mental, I mean, the conditions that we need to overcome from that, right? So in case if we are sharing, if we are trying to change ourselves, being so positive, especially if we are into medications, that is all curable, because even probably even I would have been into such situations because of the problems that I have been going through, right? So problem, it's quite normal, but it is again depends person to person how they are taking it, right? So
Right.
first thing is like people are very reluctant to take that step to overcome from those health related issues, especially the mental related issues, right? Yes.
So on this note, I would like to share my experience. The reason I chose this topic because I underwent this condition, and that too when I was really young. I was into my teenagers, and I had been growing up with a lot of insecurities, and I was unaware of about them. And at some point, those insecurities took the form of self-doubt, and when that self doubt became depression, I didn't realize. So when I was growing up, I actually tried to record a solo video on the same topic, but I couldn't because again that would give me goosebumps and that same old, anxiety pang. So I thought I should rather have people whom I can talk to and share the topic amongst them. So when I was a teenager, I was actually growing up with a lot of insecurities, and I had no clue what was wrong with me. I had issues related to my self-esteem. I was really that person who was underconfident. So I was not sure whether people would like me the way I was, and I was not sure I should put my opinions across. I was always very doubtful about myself, and whenever I would find myself amongst some people or some strangers, I would be feel like I'm invisible, like I people don't notice me. I would not have belief in me and in my personality. That was me. But at a point when I finished my graduation, I realized that what should I do with my life? So I had no clarity. But it was not just a question, but it really dragged me down to the level where I could not find any hope to live my life. I felt like committing suicide. I felt like I used to cry every day, I remember. So that was not for one day or 1 week or for one month. That was really a prolonged period, and I didn't know that I even had no clue that I should share about this thing with someone, with my family. I didn't realize that it was something wrong. So that was how I was into it. And it was a long battle, and it was majorly related to my self-esteem issues, and also about this sense of absence of, had no sense of this thing, that what I wanted to pursue in my life as a career. And also I had no clarity what was I good at. So maybe that questions left me bewildered. They turned from confusions to depression. And that was when people also started noticing me. They also started noticing my expressions, and I was not aware that my expressions are now loud enough to be get noticed. So I remember one day I was in my office, and some girl went up to me and she asked me, "Is something wrong with you? I look at you and you always look sad and anxious. Why so?" And that was that was something which startled me. And that question from her, it really made me think, is actually something wrong with me? And that night, I remember clearly, vividly, that I went to home, I opened my phone, and I started searching about this thing. What is wrong with a person if he's crying or she's crying all day long? So then, from that point, my research started, and I then could understand it was depression. And like, it was very difficult back then, but when I look back now, I can give this consolation to my younger version, that okay, it was not a big deal and I could get healed of it. But back then I was actually into the state, and it was very difficult for me to push myself ahead, but I did that. And gradually, and I tried to notice and understand that okay, something is wrong with my self esteem and my self confidence, and I worked on it. I started working on it day by day by day. And that was how I started building my confidence. I was always very fearful of making interactions with people. So I remember when I was small and I was in school, if some stranger would come to me and ask me something, I would just go blank. I would not be able to confront the person just casually. It would be a very big thing for me. And then later, after I completed my college and I was in this practical world, I started having more interactions, and that too consciously, with a deliberate effort. And that moment I would feel like dying, right? My body would be shivering and I would feel that cold sweat actually. But day by day, I worked on it, and gradually I learned that this is how I need to focus on good thoughts, and my thoughts actually matter a lot. And I started making a shift in my life. And I didn't realize when I came out of it, but I helped myself in getting rid of depression. So I think there is a lot of need to talk about this thing. People who are suffering from it, they should definitely seek help from their family members, friends, or a counselor. And on that note, I would like for you to present your opinion. How important is to seek a help of a counselor, which we consider a stigma in today's time. Like, we shy away from sharing our mental state to a counselor, and we would just take it as a joke. Why to see a counselor? So I would like to know your opinions about it. How important it is to seek a counselor when you feel like I'm not well, or maybe there's something wrong, and it is something about which I cannot share with my parents or friends or family members. I would like to know. I would start with Priyanka.
Okay. Yeah. I think seeking professional help is important, and they easily to overcome your depression. You hesitate to go for professional help because the our society make a mentality to a physical health is uh, our own responsibility. No need to a doctor. So, but I think the physical mental health equal to physical health. If you have maybe physical disease, then you go to any one doctor, the kind of particular doctor. But if you have a mental maybe some issue, maybe some confusion, but you not easily go, because all are human, all are surrounding to make a difficult situation at that person. Why are not you capable to handle your emotion? That's the reason to all. If anyone feel to depression, so hesitate to go to a professional help. And sometimes no one share with your our thoughts to our friends and mother and parents, because they are judge the person are not emotionally strong, not a mentally strong. So I think time is changed, and opinion also, mentality also change. So you go to your doctor, but firstly, if you have maybe close friend, maybe sister, cousin, parents, then you share with your problem, and so calm, so relief. If you cry, then you also cry, but your emotional is come back. No, you're not thinking that process. So only you not feel how to judge. You feel relax if you sharing with close relationship. So yeah, definitely you go if you feel depression, if you feel you any kind of situation, any kind of, then you definitely you go to help of professional help. That is my
Right,
point.
right. And I would like to know Vishnu's point of view on this.
Yes, because I know it is very hard, often hard to talk about this topic, right? Because I've not seen anybody talking on this topic. But I think when it is situations that we are going through, so I think seeking help from professional, uh, it's not a bad idea. It's, of course, it is required because we need to overcome from that state of mind, right? So you may need, because again, the fear, self doubt, am I going through, should I reach somebody, what people will think in case if I say that I'm going through with such a situations, they may face, I mean, that hopeless, right? That they are not gonna get any support when they say that this is what the situations that I'm going through, right? So rather than getting stuck there, I think because depression is not a weakness, as we all know, right? It's very common nowadays, but seeking and help from the best person is what advisable, because when we reach out to the counselor, we may open up what is actually the problem that has literally pushed us into the state of mind, right? Because even I have consulted counseling, because my work environment, it is providing such benefit, right? So I never, I mean, that the second thought, should I, so I immediately, because I wanted to ensure that I am mentally fit, right? So when we are mentally fit, of course, balance, we can, it is easy for us to balance physically as well, right? Because when we are into the depression state, then probably we may lose the interest of doing anything, will end up doing nothing, right? Though we are passionate in a lot of things, or we may have some skills or some hobbies that we wanted to, but due to this state of mind, we are not putting our effort there. We always dive into those circumstances or the situations which has literally pushed us into that situation, right? And it is really hard and tough to get out of that until or unless we are not seeking any help. So by your own bouncing back, probably from that depression state, it is gonna, it is, I believe it's quite difficult, right? Because, I mean, but when you have somebody who can literally support you, who can push you, then it is very easy for you to bounce back and get back to the normal state of mind. So seeking medical help is much needed. But if you feel that, okay, in case if I consult with a counselor, it is gonna get spreaded to everybody out there, let me try to get into some, the yoga meditations, which is also the natural way for us to get out of that state or the situations. But again, it depends how far that you are into the depression state, right? So which level that you are into. So if you're able to come by your own, doing all these meditations and yoga, that is well and good. But if not, you should take a step to consult counselor or doctor, or in case if you find some friend who is your true soulmate who can help you out, then you can approach them as well. Yes, this is my thought.
Great points. I would say really great points. If you're not able to, if you're, a counseling from a friend or by doing stuff like yoga and meditation, if you're not getting helped enough, there is no harm to, there is no harm in reaching out to a counselor. And I think sometimes we know everything. Everything is in us, right? We know everything. But again, when someone else from outside validate those points, then they work like magic to us. So sometimes it becomes tougher for us to believe our own voice, believe our own intuition. But it sometimes gets very easier when those same words, same kind of same kind of counseling from someone else is provided to us. It then works as a magic. That's true. My next point is, like Bishnu, you mentioned that it is now much more like it's in when like a few years back, it was quite unheard. This term was quite unheard. But nowadays,
Yep.
everyone is using this term. Like, I'm feeling depressed. This doesn't happen in my life well enough, so I'm feeling depressed. you just mentioned that children, they if they are not able to do good in their studies, they are saying I'm feeling depressed. So I think the generation which is younger, they are getting impacted by it a lot. So I would like to know your opinions. What could be the reasons behind it? Why youngsters are under depression mostly?
All right. So the first thing, I mean, the real example that I would like to share here is like which I've seen, right? So what could be the cause behind like now the current generation kids are getting under such state of mind? So one of my friend, like she was a working professional, even though even I am a working professional, right? So they both like husband and wife, they both were working and they were like the nuclear family. Now when they are into such work culture, it is very difficult for them to give that, the quality time to the children, staying along with them, guiding them, showing them the right directions, or being as a friend, or telling them to open up no matter what, right? So whatever the situations it could be, but the parents, as a parents, we should guide them. We should always be the 100% of the support, moral support to them, so that they can share their thoughts, opinions, or whatever the problem they are going through, even from an education perspective, right? So the kid was literally pushed hard in terms of education, because maybe the school environment was like that. They were literally focusing on educations. At the same time, even parents were giving that pressure, right? In case if you are scoring low, it is kind of the very prestigious issue for them, because I cannot go and say that my son has got this much of grade, right? This percentage. So it was a very hard push for them, for the kids, where they are not able to open up what is the problem they are going through, right? So we should not compare that. Look at him, how diligent the boy is, how smart the boy is, why you're not able to get score good marks, why are you doing all these things, when you're uh, keeping that bridge or the restrictions, right, from as a parent side, then children will never come towards parents and share their viewpoints, what actually the problem that they are going through, because it has already registered in their mind. No matter what, in case if I go and share it with my parents, they are not going to listen to that. They will only blame me, right? So when that situations, when kids are going into that situations, then they will not open up, and they literally end up in committing suicide, because now recently we have seen, right, young children are committing suicide. But why? Because of the pressure at school, even at home, they are not finding a best partner, best friend to share, right? So I think we should be more cautious as a parent, because this is particularly for parents, because they are the reflections for the children, right? So we should pay more attentions to them, what they are doing. And we generally say, chalo beta, go inside, sit and read, I'll come and talk to you later. When they are approaching, if you at the beginning, if you put this kind of the restrictions, then they will never come forward.
Right.
Even I have done the same mistake, right? So whenever my son, he comes towards me, mummy, can you ask me, this is what it is, I tell them, I am in this task, I need to complete it, can we talk later? That's it. Then
Right, right.
we will not find time to spend with them or ask what is actually they came up, right, forward.
Okay,
So
so
we should
according to you, we should there should be more room to listening.
exactly,
And the
right,
another thing
exactly,
is we should not also compare our children. We should not give this sense of pressure to them. So they're always comparing themselves in their minds also to others, because this
exactly,
comparison brings a lot of negativity. It's a root of so many problems. It's a root of self-doubt. It's a root of considering yourself as a failure. It's a root
exactly,
of losing hope. So I think maybe these are the reason that youngsters are actually thinking wrong way, and they don't have much belief in themselves, and they're always juggling between intuition and what are right things for them and what are wrong things for them. That's right. I would
right.
like to know Priyanka's opinion on the same.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, nowadays I think this is a network area era. So all our children are included a social media. See, they sewed up things. How much things I have. How is the cheapest? How is wearing? How is you travel to place? So I think this is a social media pressure also, and the young generation know about, because the parents are not given just such a time. It's a value time because grandparents are not nearby them. So only parents, and parents also busy in our life and their career. So that's the reason the children are not share our problem. And sometimes, maybe parents hearing problem, but they also deny, and they also, this is common, this is easy. So you focus only your study. So I think this time to change the, you give more time to your children and you participate a good habit, you build up a good habit, book reading, maybe karate class, maybe outdoor games, and of a weekend you enjoy the time, enjoy the time of valuable time, you happy time, your family together. If you feel your children is special, then they feel, they share our problem with parents, so that is easy for that kind of such initiative to young children are not depressed much more. That is my point.
Great points, Priyanka. I really resonate. I can resonate with the points that we should also divert children into other activities rather than just studies, and there should be a lighter space for them. Where they can breathe freely, because every student is not meant to study harder. Like, it's fine. There are students who can score more than 90%, but there are who who are not much into academics. Of course, their academics are then important, but then they can balance both the things by having some additional activity on board. Okay, so I think we are already short of time, so I would like you both to wrap the session up with some positive words to the one who maybe is not feeling well, or to show some hope to the person.
All right, so
Okay.
let me see, we all know life is filled with problems as well as with happiness. It is not like always happiness, right? So when it is only like always happiness, then we will not have that the moment, thrill moment in our life, or to especially to face the consequences. The more we fail, the more we learn, right? So but we should have that resilience to bounce back no matter what, right? So even from that particular problem, even if it is a family problem or work related problem, right, it is again an opportunity for us to learn more and to make you more strong, right? So maybe like since my childhood I've been going through with so many problems in my life. Now this is where I'm standing, right? So now I take life as very simple. It's not like complicated as we generally think. Why it is happening for me, why not for others? For everybody that happens, right? It's part of life, but we should know how to tackle those problems, how to overcome from those problems, because when there is a problem there is a solution definitely. But it is like we should put our effort in order to reach or to the root of the problem to find out the solution, right? So but I mean the durations, the time may differ, because for few it may vary within a short span of time, they may find the solution, right? For few it may take a longer period of time. But when you are staying positive, then I don't think so like anybody can shake you there no matter what, right? Because that you are super confident and you have that self belief. No matter how difficult the problems are, I have those caliber or the qualities to fight back and get back my life to the normal shape, right? So believe in yourself and don't look out for people validations. That is most important, because as in human we always look out for external validations, which is again not the right options, I would say, right? So people always they find a ways to pull you down no matter what, right? So you should always stay focused and travel towards your journey, right? Because life is our journey. No one is, we are not living our life for anybody, right? So it's our own life, so we are the driver. So we have to decide how our destinations of life should be, right? So no matter what, so stay positive and face all the see all the happiness as well as all the problems. That's all part of life, as we as know, and stay strong. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Priyanka, I would like you to wrap it up with some powerful words.
Okay. If anyone feel low time and maybe sad time, so yes, today is your bad day, but next sunrise you make a new opportunity. So don't fear the darkness, don't fear that. You can you can strength, you can build up your confidence. Time is change everything. Time is a heal your pain, but you to improve on first step to maybe change your daily routine, maybe change in yourself, any kind of things, you start yoga, you start making a new friend, you start a new thing, your hobby, you like, if you like any hobby, then you go for hobby. If you spend your time as a daily basis on your hobby, then you feel also happy, because that time you feel forget all things and they feel. And other things is yoga, meditation, and sleep pattern. If you sleep properly, then also depression is also recur, less than, because sleep time you feel your body is your mental be calm. So that's the reason. And be positive, be you busy with your task, be busy with your family, you make a quality time with your friends, family, so that it's easy for you to become a overcome for depression.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, Priyanka. Really nice. And I think to sum it up, I would just like to tell you this thing to the viewers that your life is worth trying thousand tries. Like just to reach that state of happiness, you just keep trying on and on and on unless you reach there. So in my case, when I faced it, I just tried to solve it. I didn't knew what was the problem. I didn't know how to solve it, but I just tried to resolve it in whatever capacity, like whatever I was capable of. I tried my level best to do that. And I think we should always face our fears, open our hearts out with our loved ones, and seek that help, whether it is a counseling help or whether it is related to medication. We should not shy away from providing us with that kind of help. So seek a professional, talk to a friend, take care of yourself, be happy. This life is short, and spend it beautifully. So I think with that note, I would like to wrap it up. Thank you so much, ladies, for showing up. It has been a amazing session, a very nice, powerful session, I must say.
Yes, I believe this is the most informative one for everybody out there, right? Because I think this is the topic that affects millions of people across this world and universe, right? So, which we are going through. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Vishnu. Take care.
Thank
Bye
you.
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.